And we are back in Psalm 104. Let's look at 6b. It says the water stood above the mountains. So the waters came, and they stood above the mountains. And at your rebuke, they fled. So check this out. So it just like to say, this is the mountains. The waters came like this. And the waters were covering the mountains. Make that little mountain. And the waters were covering the mountain. Okay? So the water were covering the mountain. And then look at 7. It says, at your rebuke, they fled. So that means the water dissipated from over the mountain. And this is what happened to the water. So at your rebuke, they fled. At the voice of your thunder, they hastened away. They went up over the mountains. They went down into the valleys to the place which you founded for them. So either the mountains, so that can be like either the mountains rose above the water, okay, or the water descended. So that's one translation. And then it says, and they went down into the valleys, or the valley sank. So that means either the water, the mountains rose above the water, and the valleys just sank down, like the valleys were here, but it just sank down, and then the water, landed into that valley. So, but anyway, so it says, they went up over the mountains, they went down into the valleys to the place which you founded for them. And so they had to find their own place where God had for them. And it says in line 9, you have set a boundary that they may not pass over. So wherever that water is, where the Gulf of Mexico is, or the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, all those oceans, all the Mediterranean Sea, the Black Sea, the Red Sea, the Jordan River, Mississippi River, Ohio River, the Tigris River, Euphrates River, all them rivers, all them bodies of water. Glory to God. All those bodies of water has a boundary that God put in place, and it can't cross. That in itself is a miracle. You go to the beach, the next time you go to the beach, and you just looking at, you're admiring how beautiful the water is and how that sand is. Just remember who told that water to stay there. God did it. He set the boundaries. So you have set a boundary that they may not pass over, that they may not return to cover the earth. And so once upon a time, the whole earth was full with water. Once upon a time. And so now, but that's not going to happen again. Because another miracle, promise that God has given us. Oh, glory to this is deep. This is so powerful. Lord have mercy. I just pray I just keep it all together by the end. So it sends us to Genesis 9:11 through 15. This is the Noahic covenant. Then God spoke to Noah and to his sons. It says 11 to 15. I'm just going to start right there. Then God spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, and as for me, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the cattle, and every beast of the earth with you, of all that go out of the ark, every beast of the earth. Thus I establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood. Never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, this is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations, the continual generations. I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. It shall be when I bring a cloud over the earth that the rainbow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. The waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. And so, where I live, 2 years ago, we had a flood. They call it the 100-year flood. All right. And it shattered our community, shattered our state. And it just shattered a lot of people's lives. And so this is isolated floods is not what God is talking about. Well, God said we're not going to flood the earth anymore. He said that, it says right here, the water shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. If you living to be able to clean up that water out of your house, you're not destroyed. If a few people died because of the flood, that's not everybody. God is true to his promise. God is true to his word. And another thing which is kind of has taken me kind of upsetting is that how the homosexual community has used the rainbow flag, rainbow, as a symbol for their colors or to represent who they are. They're going to use a covenant that God created with the earth for that filth. Is not right. And so, but anyway, that's on them. Because I know when I see the rainbow, I'm remembering what God promised the earth. That never again it will be destroyed by flood. He didn't say by anything else. Because next time it's going to be by fire. But let's go ahead and pause there because clearly we're over.